Hello, Aries. How are you? Welcome. I hope you are doing very, very well, Aries. Let's see how your energies will be for February 2026. We're going to do a general reading. Remember, we'll look at the details later in the new videos we upload to the channel. This reading is general, but it applies to everyone who has their sun, ascendant, as well as moon or Venus in the sign of Aries. Aries. I invite you to follow me on my other TikTok and Instagram accounts, where I'll be uploading new content for all of you. Let's channel a message for the sign of Aries. General energy available for the month of February 2026. Aries. This starts with the Emperor, the Knight of Swords, the Page of Swords, and we have the King of Cups. Well, big decisions in the emotional area, clarity, information coming to light. I feel like things are going to pay close attention to matters of the heart, and you're probably taking a very important step in your love life, emotionally, or as a couple. Aries, I feel like this is a month where you're going to be very confident. Confident when you speak, confident when you communicate a truth, because you have the source, you have the information, you have the facts. Is there something you've seen? This situation can be different for two groups of Aries. Why? Because on one hand, we've said that there's something that's going to be very clear in your heart. And you'll probably have a conversation with someone. This is like an open-hearted conversation, being very direct, speaking very clearly about what you want. If you want to build a stable relationship here, if you want to build a romantic relationship, I feel like there could be some tension there, a very deep, very honest conversation about what you want and acknowledging the moment. We see it's like you are defining or not defining a romantic situation. But on the other hand, for another group of Aries, this could also be about clearing something up with someone where things are unresolved. For example, relationships that are not defined, relationships that don't really have a clear form, or in that relationship where you feel like you need to talk to this person, you need to speak up, lay your cards on the table, you need to define things, ask what they want, and have them listen to your words, your truth as well. But I feel that you will be speaking with a lot of authority and also with a lot of maturity. Is there something you've seen? Is there something that might come to light, whether it's something you've read, information that's coming, something you found that has opened your eyes? And you will probably need to communicate it, maybe to ask for an explanation or to clear up some misunderstanding, but never. Not from a place of confrontation or conflict, but from a place of maturity, from a place of stability. Okay, because what you are looking for here is to define what you are seeking. It's to clarify. So it's important to be able to express yourself this month, to express what you feel, to communicate it, to define things. Because the information is there. Something has been found, something has come to light, something has been seen, and it's like you have the source, the information, the foundation to be able to talk seriously about a sentimental issue with the other person. Let's see what else we have. Dear Aries, general and available energy. February 2026. Let's see. You have the Queen of Cups, we have the Nine of Swords, we have the Five of Cups. What Five of Pentacles? Well, pay attention, Aries, because the situation on a sentimental level is coming. We talked not about a truth, but about a conversation, about communication with someone, an open-hearted talk, where there is what is needed to clarify this. I feel like I have that thought going around in my mind. There's something I have to say. There's something that causes a bit of anxiety, right? Attention. If your mind feels overloaded or very saturated, to say, I need to tell them this, I need to communicate this. I've seen something that caught my attention. Something has come to light in the effective part. Attention. This isn't just for romantic relationships. If you're single, it could be a great friendship as well. It's valid in that case. So, what I see here is that in some cases there might be some tension or a sense of detachment with someone. It could be about accepting what has been found, accepting what has come to light. I feel here the acceptance of a situation, right? This is like the emotional reality coming to light. Maybe this is preparing you for something new in your love life. Or maybe you've gone through an emotional test with someone to really define what you want emotionally, right? It could also have to do with this. Why? Because beyond this, there's kind of an ending, a break, or a conclusion here. In the emotional realm, it's also an opportunity to head toward a place of worthiness, a place of value, a place where there are real feelings, a place where there is unconditional love, where maybe they're not putting conditions on you, not to be loved or to love from a place of hurt, because maybe you connected with this person from an emotional wound. You haven't really connected. That's where you found each other. That's why I say it could be that you've gone through a test when it comes to love and feelings. If you've felt rejection here, or if you've felt that you haven't been given that place of value, if you've felt that person hasn't taken care of you the way you thought you deserved, or hasn't given you what you needed, and that's what causes that kind of worry. That's why you should take this situation as an emotional experience, as a lesson to define emotional matters, and also to take a new path in your love life. Because I feel that you have opportunities here, you have people here, maybe new friendships. This has to do with the emotional and friendship side of things. Sorry, if you felt rejected by a friend or like, well, I trusted this person and then I found out about something, right? These are things that sometimes have to happen because paths are opening up or they're leading you to meet other kinds of people, other kinds of friends, another kind of circle. Or if this has to do with or is more about love, would something similar also be happening, right? Maybe going for relationships where there's much more responsibility, where there's more emotional responsibility, where you really feel it. Hey, here there's commitment, here there's loyalty, here there's stability, here there's order, here there's seriousness, and with seriousness. I'm not talking about a boring relationship where there's no fun, on the contrary, but one where commitment is taken in an adult, mature way. That's why I feel like you're going to be there, like going through a test in the emotional area. Pay attention. Let's see what else we have. Aries, February 2026. General energy. The paragraph. And we have the Eight of Wands. We see here the Queen of Wands. Well, Aries is all about being direct, right? The thing about setting those healthy boundaries in relationships, not just standing firm in a situation, but also valuing yourself, connecting with your personal power, not backing down. or maybe having to make an effort to fit in or belong. Why? Because this month you are awakening a great power, you are awakening a great magnetism and a strong presence. I feel that it's time to express that energy, not from your originality, but from your authenticity. You are going to be defending your values a lot, not just what you deserve, your self-esteem. There's a very strong self-esteem issue, and I feel that's what you will be defending this month, right? And it's not a month to stay quiet, but a month to communicate that value, to also communicate that respect. So I see here an Aries who sets a boundary with someone, maybe a friend or in a romantic relationship, not on an emotional level. An Aries who stands their ground, defends their position, and isn't afraid to lose. No, you're not staying here thinking, oh, if I set this boundary, I'll lose this person. That's not the case for you here. And I feel that's why I say this is a great test of courage. An Aries who knows how to say no here because they know what they deserve. They know their worth. So at that moment when you stand your ground, I feel like a great inner strength is also being unlocked. You have found a treasure. You are going to find a treasure, a wealth within yourselves. And that's what you are going to defend, your own worth. This will also be reflected in your finances, this matter of value, as if you had found a treasure. And pay attention, because I wouldn't be surprised if everything related to finances, economy, and money starts to speed up. All this doesn't just start now. It's like the chest with that treasure has been closed. And this month the chest opens. It starts to become visible. Do you realize what was in there? And this is going to be reflected in your daily life, in your work, in your sources of income. You'll see that you're going to start receiving a lot more profits. Important messages related to an increase may arrive. Increase in money. Increase. You're going to have rapid economic growth this month, okay? So pay attention to that information that comes to light, that thing that makes you open your eyes about that person, about that friendship, right? Be cautious if any idealization is involved. Treat it as an experience or a test. Also as an acceptance of reality, but also as a change of priorities, emotionally. Don't keep those thoughts, those words inside your mind, inside you, because they're going to cause anxiety. If you need to let something out, communicate something, ask or have that conversation, even if it's a little uncomfortable, it's necessary to have it, because you'll have the confidence to express yourself without fear, with a lot of courage and with a strong presence. Okay, do you know what you deserve emotionally? Do you know your worth? Do you know what you give? Is it also gecko? Does it have it? It's about those who are possessed, guardians of, with a very strong source. How do you tamamestus like this? Yes, in this case, to detect if there are situations involving emotional games, issues that also have to do with control. Because there could be someone here who fascinates you, who hooks you. But does this end up being a toxic relationship, or is it just an influence? Noticing this, not getting attached to that person or to a situation. Okay, seeing and detecting these situations. Not starting to let go, starting to release, to not fall into any kind of emotional manipulation game and so on. Pay attention to excesses. Also pay attention to toxins this month, whether it's through food. If there's any negative habits, start letting go of all of this. But it's good for everything related to the economy and money this month, which becomes very active. Aries, This is what we've seen for all of you regarding the general and available energy for February 2026. Have a wonderful month, and I'll see you here next time.